Today we're going to be making a sourdough challah bread. We're going to be starting off with 150 grams of active starter. So you'll know once it has peaked and it has fallen a little bit. We're going to be mixing our wet ingredients, which are the starter, 60 grams of water, 40 grams of olive oil, 40 grams of honey, 2 eggs, and 1 egg yolk. And to that, we're going to be adding our dry ingredients, which they are 340 grams of bread flour, 7 grams of salt. And you're just going to mix everything together until it's nice and incorporated. And at this point, I'm going to be pulling out my handy dandy bowl scraper so that I can get everything off of my whisk. And then I'm just going to use the bowl scraper to combine everything together and get everything that has stuck on the sides of the bowl into the dough. So to this, we're going to let it sit on the counter, do a couple stretch and folds, and since I did mix this later in the day, I let it proof overnight on the counter, and I think it worked out pretty well. It absolutely doubled in size. So this is what it looks like before stretch and folds, and then this is the dough this morning after it proofed on the counter probably close to 16 hours. So according to the recipe that I was trying out, they wanted you to let it proof on the counter for 5 hours and then stick it in the fridge for like half a day. It's cold, so it didn't work out that way. So now I am cutting the dough into roughly 4 equal sections to do the braid, and I'm just folding over the sticky part of the dough onto itself. In hindsight, I probably should have just cut it into 3 equal sections. I am not an expert at braiding 4 sections, so I do stumble a little bit, and I find 3 strands to be just easier to manage, so probably going to do that in the future. But I did want to follow this recipe close-ish since I've decided already to put a different variation and not follow the recommended proofing time in the fridge. So once you have them on a tray, you're just gonna braid them. And like I said, I am no expert, so definitely fumble a little bit here. So after this is done, you're gonna wanna cover it and leave it on the counter for, the recipe called for about 5 hours. I'm going to see how long it actually takes because it is fall now and temperatures are dropping, and it is taking longer for the sourdough to proof. So once this is ready to go in the oven, I am going to mix up another egg for an egg wash. And at that point, we will be putting it into a 350 degree oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. You want to get an internal temperature of about 190 to 200, but I'll cover all of that in that video. Here, just showing you guys how I braided this dough. So after you're finished, you're just going to pinch the ends together. And that is pretty much it. And then it'll be covered up. Thanks for watching.